Yo, step up. Place best, this moment's ours. Summit up the mountain, feeling the powers. Counting gains, no shame in it to win it. Roll the dice, double down, life's a limit. Kings on this court, ruling the game. From the top of the world, calling my name. No hesitation, just celebration in sight. Raise the stakes, we're living for a height. Yeah, hit the summit, best high, watch him grow. This the life it chose. Let the stakes flow.
And we are back with another segment going right into some college football. Boston Mike, what do you got for us?
What's going on, man? Thank you, Cruise Planners. We are back. We have the famous ATL Phil and somebody who has a little bit of personal experience in that big game that we're going to talk about, NCAA. So I will give the floor to Phil, and then we'll go around the horn.
All right, Boston Mike, thanks. I got 3 games for you guys this week, 3 upsets. First one, number 17, Cincinnati, getting 10 points at Utah. Both teams in the thick of the conference race here in the Big 12. Utah, they have an elite passing defense, only allowing around 149 passing yards per game, which is pretty good in the college football rankings this year. They also have a strong pass rush, about 3.5 sacks per game. So they lean heavy on the ground attack, and they've been pretty dominant when they have a balanced attack. Cincinnati, on the other hand, they have a very balanced offense, and they protect the ball well with very minimal turnovers. So if they can control the ball like that, they score about 97% of the time when they get inside the red zone. So if the Bearcats can avoid turnovers again this week, they can carve up Utah's defense. So I would take Cincinnati, ranked 17th, with 10 points going against number 24 Utah. Second game I got for you, number 18, Oklahoma, getting 3 points versus number 14, Tennessee. Another crazy spread. Oklahoma's top-ranked SEC defense this year. They also bring in a top-ranked red zone offense, scoring on all 26 opportunities this season when they've been in the red zone. Their quarterback is a dual-threat player. He's been playing with a hand injury this year, so that's kind of limited their offensive consistency in recent weeks. So we'll see how that works out for the Sooners. Tennessee enters the game with top-ranked offense in the SEC. So we'll see how that goes too. Volunteers defense is considered like a boom or a bust defense. So this could be good or it could be bad. What defense is going to show up in this game? So Tennessee, they need to capitalize when they are in the red zone. And against the Sooner defense, I just don't think they'll do it. So take Oklahoma and the 3. Next game I got for you, number 9, Vanderbilt, getting 2.5 points against number 20, Texas. Vanderbilt has a top 25 offense nationally and a strong defense. I think they're ranked 24th nationally. They got a dominant offensive line, but it excels in the running game. So these guys, if they can get the run game going, they can pull off the upset here against Texas. Texas averages about 29 points per game. I think they're ranked 66th or 67th nationally. They got a top 10 defense, allowing 14 points per game. And Texas struggles to run the ball this season. But they do have the number 4 run defense nationally. I think it's still questionable if Arch Manning's going to play in this game. He's in concussion protocol, so it hasn't been said what's going to happen here. Both these teams got big guys in the trenches, so this game's going to be a classic strength versus strength down there in the trenches, so we'll see what happens there. But I believe the Commodores can get the run game going, so I'm going anchors down with Vanderbilt, take the 2.5.
Nice. Can I guess what the game of the week is? Or no? No, I don't want to give it away.
Game of the week, my dogs going down to you guess that. Yeah, going down to Jacksonville, the biggest cocktail party in the world here.
Yes, sir.
Georgia -7 versus Florida. Georgia's 6-1, Florida's 3-4. Georgia offensively, Georgia's improved in their running game recently, averaging about 190 rushing yards per game over the last 3-4 weeks. Gunnar Stockton, he's emerged as like a capable playmaker, eliminating a lot of turnovers, being smart with the ball, which has been very good for the Dogs. Defensively, they're still a very physical team, but that passing defense has just been a little vulnerable. They're ranked, I think, 71st nationally in passing yards allowed, which is not very good for Kirby's defense. So he'll be all over that this week. Florida offensively, they're not explosive. Their rush attack is weak. They don't have any explosive plays, and third down conversions are pretty much, they're at the bottom of the totem pole nationally. Defensively, though, Florida's pretty good. Their pass defense and their red zone defense are among one of the best in the nation, but they're just on the field way too much, and that's their problem because their offense just isn't that good. So I'll take my Dogs -7, and I know my man Marcus, he's played in this game down in the cocktail party, so I want to hear what he's got to say about it. Marcus, what you got?
Well, let me say this: it's always a great week. This is a good. Actually, I'm going to say this. What's today? Today Thursday.
Thursday. Yep.
Yep. I'm going to say this, gentlemen. The cocktail party started on Monday. Okay, and I'm also going to say this before I even make my comment on the game, because it's not just about the game itself; it's the whole experience. I'm going to ask Coach Kirby Smart himself. I need some tradition broken. This being that this is the last cocktail party, the last game, and we happen to have Florida at a point where it's time to step on their necks. Okay, yeah. I think it's time to end the rivalry, right? And shut it down, and let's go out on a blast. But I need Coach Smart to break some tradition here. After, I believe if we blow them out by 21 or more, I think that he should call over to the president of the school, and all players should be allowed to at least stay 24 hours after the game in Jacksonville to get a chance to experience that opportunity for the first time in years, right?
Yeah.
On a dominant win, and let's go out with a bang. I wish I was there to experience this for the last time. I think it's going to be a great game. It's going to be a great opportunity for Georgia to showcase just the university in itself, the pride, the camaraderie, the brotherhood, everything in total. I think it's going to be a bonfire this weekend coming up. It's going to be, like I said, a great experience. I will hope and pray that the coaching staff, the academics, everybody involved, the training staff gets a chance to experience the fans that's going to be there to support this whooping that's going to go on coming up.
Yeah.
Could not agree more, my man.
Yeah.
Let's go, dude.
It's not that far. Jacksonville's not that far, boys. We can get in the car and
we could.
I mean, it's going to be a tremendous experience, man. And if you guys have never been, I personally, due to my injury, I won't be able to make it this year. But I personally would recommend this experience to anyone 18 and over. Get you an opportunity to experience Georgia football at its finest. Okay, yeah. For this rivalry here. Now, I think after this year, there will be no more rivalry considering Georgia, Florida. The SEC has opened wide up now. There's players everywhere. There's talent, across the board. I think there's going to be some new rivalries coming up within the next, 5 to 10 years. There'll be some new rivalries that'll awaken that we're already seeing come about in college football.
Absolutely.
Marcus, I got a question for you. Like this game, being a former UGA player, how much more do you guys get up for this Florida game versus like a Tennessee or a South Carolina?
Well, I mean, the Georgia tradition has always been the one of the biggest rivalries in the country. Georgia, Florida, the time of year it is, the neutral site. It's always been one of those make or break games. I mean, you throw that game in there, and then you throw Georgia Tech in there. Between those two, those two are kind of the preparation starts first day of training camp. You kind of start there. That's where it starts at the University of Georgia. It's always been that way. It probably always will be that way. So it's definitely an experience in itself in terms of preparation.
Yeah, I'll get it. Because as a fan, as us, that Georgia-Florida game, man, I'm hyped. I cannot wait for Saturday. And I've been like this all week long.
I can speak to the vibe around campus, and yeah, we get a different feeling for this week. We talk about it in class. It's such a big game.
It doesn't matter. Still to this day, once a dog, always a dog.
Always.
It doesn't matter where I go, whatever part of the country I'm on. If I see a UF jersey, if I see that orange and that blue, I am making it my business to draw to their attention. Go Dogs! How about them dogs?
Yeah.
Every time. I don't care where they're at. I don't care who they're with. What time of day it is. I'm going to make sure it's known. How about them dogs?
I love it. And I got to come back and go back to a comment I made last week saying, the only real test on our schedule will be Georgia Tech later down the road. But honestly, this is a spot. This Florida team has played 4 teams in the top 10 this year. So they face good teams. They're a little battle beaten up. So I would hate to be a fan for them at this point because you would just add all that up by the end of the season. It's been a bumpy road for some Gator fans this year, but I hope we just be that cherry on top at this point.
Yeah. And you also got to remember, it's like, a lot of the players from, that are on the University of Georgia team are Florida natives. A lot of the guys that are on the University of Florida team are Georgia natives. Over the years, I mean, the programs have expanded so much. I mean, I remember when I was playing, I could look across, and we had Akeem Hebron on my team from my area. Rest in peace. He's actually from Maryland. And then we had across, it was me and him, and then across we had Joe Hayden, who's also from Maryland as well.
Yep.
They had and a few other guys on that team. So the programs have expanded. They've even expanded, like I said, across the country to the East Coast. So it's a reunion, actually. It's a chance for us guys to get together again and really go at it. The top players in the country. Most of the time, as you know, the recruiting class from both respective schools are normally the top in the country. So that's a chance for us to get together and really show, what we got. So, no knock to University of Florida based on their schedule this year. Of course, they're having a rough time, and we don't want it to be, to act like we, just swept them under the rug, of course. But if you're a true Georgia fan, if you're a true University of Florida fan, you know that it doesn't matter if there was no wins on the schedule, and nobody had a winning season this year. This is the game where they're going to bring out everything they got, and they're going to give it their all. Okay, for the rest of the off season, they're going to remember this.
Yep. It's Florida Super Bowl.
Last game in Jacksonville.
That's why they're the biggest cocktail bowl.
Yeah, man.
Marcus, I got 2 questions for you. Number 1, even if somebody's wearing your boy Tim Tebow's jersey, you're going to heckle him?
I'm definitely going to heckle him. Hey, let me get this on record. Let's get this on record. And if my guy Tebow, if he hears this, if he sees this, he'll be able to verify this. Okay. Also, Demario Davis, linebacker for the Saints. He can verify this too because he was there. Okay. Or the Jets, 2012, right? The whole team They have two different groups. They have the DBs, right? The workout group. They have the DBs, which are normally the safeties, the cornerbacks, of the skill position. They call it the skill position. Okay, so we have the skill position group, and then we have the linebackers or the bigs. Okay, and then of course after that you have the linemen, right? But myself, I pride myself as being a hard worker. Demario Davis, one of the hardest working players I've ever had a chance to play with. Like I said, the linebacker for the Saints. He also was one of those guys where I was shoulder to shoulder with in terms of preparation and getting ready for the games. And then we had Tim Tebow, who was, as you guys know, one of the hardest workers known to most. Definitely an enthusiastic player as well. But we prided ourselves in being the faster of the bigger skill positions. So we prided ourselves in working out with the skill guys. Myself, Demario Davis, and Tim Tebow himself, based on our preparation and based on this moment in front of Rex Ryan, in front of the entire coaching staff, Mike Patton, you name it, the who's who was there. Okay?
Yeah.
I want them to verify this. Last sprint, we raced. You guys know who was the winner of that. Believe it at that. Okay. My guy Tim Tebow, I will heckle him every day, every time, any chance I see them. Not only because we are in competition and always will be in competition as Georgia, Florida natives, but there's also carried on into the league, and our friendship carried on to the league, and we were able to become great teammates, still great friends. And hats off to my guys, man, Demario Davis and Tim Tebow, for continuing to be one of the best at the business.
That's awesome.
Nice. Oh, hey, I didn't know I was going to extract that out of you, but thank you very much.
I busted that. Don't get it twisted.
My second question is, when the hell are you going to let Evan bring you for show and tell?
Oh, yeah. I want to be there with the video camera. I'll video it.
Man, we're going to time that up right, man. We're going to put that together so nice, man. It's coming. It's on the way, man.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, man, after the success of our show this year, we'll do it next year.
I just want to button up that Bo Nix segment by a new addition to the Boston Mike world.
Dun, 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 dun. Bo Nix, baby.
Bo Nix.
Tow's finest.
No, I'm not lying when I say I'm holding, but
you should.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right. Listen, thank you guys. The football. Listen, I'm going to watch that Georgia game. I'm not into SEC too much. I'm a Penn State fan, but that game is going to be amazing. And just knowing that my boys have some personal connections down there makes it all the worth better. I will not tell my buddy Tim Tebow what you said. I might share the podcast with him so he can set up a race, because I think he can beat you right now.
Right now. Right now.
Hey, he might got me right now, but hey, right now I'm one up on him, man. Yeah. That's one for the books. That's one for the locker room, man. The Jets, they got that on the board, man. That's up there.
I believe it.
I love it. I love it. All right, let's move on here. We are on week 9 NFL.
Yeah.
There's something new.
Halloween
something
edition.
A little bit new this week. We added the over-unders to the screen. So not only could we talk each game, let's kind of tell, do we think it's going to be high scoring? Do we think it's going to be low? I mean, our job is to give out picks, right? So let's be prepared for that. I mean, if you look at this early slate, right? I mean, that first game, all right, home dog, right? Baltimore, 2.5, Chicago. I mean, are we buying Chicago as a road favorite?
Bengals.
I'm buying Chicago.
This is the hardest game for me to pick, honestly.
It's up there.
Yeah.
It's a tough one.
I knew we picked it, but I went back and forth on this one. Chicago's been Jekyll and Hyde. The Bengals definitely got an uptick in play once Flacco got there.
Sure.
But look, it's 52.5 though. Is Is that the highest scoring game in this slate?
Is it? It looks that well. Yeah,
I don't know.
this slate,
That's what they're calling.
That's what they're saying.
I think the most interesting part, though, is that obviously the Bengals just lost to the Jets. That game was still like a high-scoring game. Like the Bengals can still clearly put up points. I think that's why the spread's only 2.5. It's an interesting spot, and I definitely think compared to last week, there will be some. At least we know there will be underdogs covering. I don't know about what the ratio is going to be on these money lines, but I expect a better showing from the underdogs this week.
So are we saying we have that much faith in Flacco?
I do think he's reliable.
He's competent. He's got Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. That's what I'm confident in.
Yeah, he's got so many weapons around him, man. I think even Chase Brown. I mean, what he did last year, it hasn't really transferred because their offensive line is, obviously one of the worst in the league. But it's just they're an interesting team, and I think he revived them just a little bit.
Yeah. As far as high scoring games, I mean, none of these matchups really scream out to me like. There's not really too many games that have two explosive offenses,
right?
Or you have one team, you have a good defense.
Well, I mean, listen, that Indy game, right?
Yeah,
Indy and Pittsburgh could put up points. I mean, they're the third highest.
I know the Colts will put up points. Now, will they suppress Aaron Rodgers? I mean, the Colts defense is I think underrated. I think their defense is pretty damn good, and we know that the Steelers are too. I think that game could easily go over 50. I would say.
Yeah, I can see it.
I'll take the over in that one. But as far as what game on this slate would rival the 52.5, I mean, I don't see the Vikings scoring a ton. And Lions will score. Green Bay's going to score.
Is McCarthy back this week?
Yeah.
Ooh, is he?
Carson Wentz is now out. Yeah.
I don't know if that's an upgrade, though, honestly. I don't know how that's going to go. At least right now, we'll have to see. I mean, the Giants and the Niners, I don't know, man.
And that's just because defenses are bad and they're going to get scored on. I mean, I don't think San Francisco's defense is that bad.
No.
It's really not. I think that spot's a great spot for the 49ers, honestly. I think with Scatterby out, that's definitely a little dim spot there. Do I think the spread's accurate? Yeah, I think 2.5 with the 49ers injury is also a question mark. So definitely an interesting one in my mind.
Yeah.
I will say this, though. I do believe, looking at all the games together, the Bears and the Bengals, I do think that this game deserves to be the highest under-over. I don't think either one of those defenses stopping the other offense. So 50, I
think Chicago might stop themselves. I mean, I don't know. I see 52.5, and I would go under personally.
Yeah.
I just don't know if Chicago's going to score.
I think the Bengals defense is pretty shitty, honestly. I think they could score. I expect the Bears to put up at least 21.
So 21, then that means he's got to score 32. I mean, is this a 32-21 game? I don't know.
I mean, I see Bears minimum scoring 21, so they score 24, 27, then there you go.
You're just hoping Rome gets 3 touchdowns. I know how you're
I definitely am hoping for that. I hope he gets 11 catches.
Oh man! And then obviously I had to throw my man Ghostface in on the Carolina Panthers again. I mean, we're getting some big spreads here, right? 12.5. I mean, I know Green Bay looked awesome last week, and Carolina not so much. But is that one of them spots where 12.5 is
in
just
the moment
too much?
That's like the the moment is what that spread is. They just got blown by Buffalo, and Green Bay had a great game.
Now let me ask you this though: would Cincinnati be a 2.5-point underdog if the Jets didn't come back and win? Wow! Quiet mics. Hold on. Come on. The mic is hot. Who wants to answer that?
Thinking about that. But also, too, you kind of just proved my point again. The Bengals let the Jets come back and beat them.
Yeah, but listen, and Marcus, hold on. That Jets team, and I know you weren't on, we talked about Fields and what the owner had said, but, I mean, don't you rally around your team, right? Your quarterback just got called out. He got benched. Isn't that the spot where the Jets should have won that game anyway?
Absolutely, I think.
I mean, when you're dealing with the Jets, you're dealing with the outside media, along with the owners, along with the coaching staff.
Lots of noise.
There's a lot of politics going on, especially when it comes to the quarterback position. So I really can't put my finger on that one. It was definitely a tricky situation. I don't really like to make specific comments on the Jets in terms of the quarterback position, because I know that it's a lot involved in that.
Yeah.
Here's the other thing about the Jets, though, the franchise. Marcus, the Jets haven't been good since you were on the team. Like, literally.
Like, for real. Yeah.
Well,
That was the last time they were good.
The Jets recently just changed. Actually, my mentor, his name is Bryce Bevel. He actually was one of the head of player personnel with the Jets for like the last 5 years. They just changed staff with a lot of guys on the in the back office. So they're really changing identity within the building. And like I had stated, kind of in the beginning of the season, the Jets were dealing with a few things, and they're going to have to deal with a few things based on the moves that they made. And I think they're still dealing with those things. So the team is one thing. The camaraderie that the Jets have, the brotherhood has always been there. But I think those other things are affecting its normal, what it's known for, and that's a strong defense, hell of a defense, and the offense follows.
Also, too, they're just missing a glue guy like the hybrid in the locker room, too.
Absolutely. I'll be in there shaking shit up.
Good way to put it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Evan, let me ask you this. I know you do all your analytics and line movements. What one of these games do you have any inkling about, or what do you got?
Yeah, man. So for Carolina at plus 700, I can tell you right now there's practically no way they win this game if they stay at the percentages they're at. Currently, they're up to 13% on the money line, which at plus 700, I can certainly give you a lean there and tell you that Carolina probably will not be winning that one. I also look at the Cincinnati game. They're getting 60% on the money line. So I like an underdog that's getting around that percentage, honestly, a low underdog. And I think their team could certainly get a bounce back win. I also like New England this weekend. I think for what Atlanta did last week and not having a lot of the same guys return this week, it's just getting worse and worse, it seems like. So if I'm going to be putting my money on any side there, it'll be the Patriots. I think another interesting game on this slate is the Houston game. Obviously, they were in a low percentage situation, like I called out last week. They ended up coming through if you were fading the public as a favorite. So seeing them at home again as a minus 130, once again, not getting a lot of percentage. So I'll be tracking that one pretty heavily to just see where the line kind of ends up. But Denver, to me, is just so hard to want to fade anything with. And I think for how good they've been playing, it's a respectable team to get 80% and still win. I think that's very justifiable for that team. So those are my early leans for sure.
Nice. And nobody's talking about the Titans.
No.
What's happening down in Tennessee? Marcus, you got no boys in Tennessee you can call up and light a fire under those boys?
Man,
they got DK, bro.
They're having it rough, man. And they got the rookie quarterback. The whole team is they're doing an identity check as well. Okay, and in Tennessee, that's kind of hard to do based on the resources that they have available. As as a lot of the top players that do go there kind of exude that information on the low. So, they're one of those teams that are dealing with some things that, once again, politics can play an effect when it comes to the NFL, and we're seeing it on the field.
I think Tennessee does have some interesting new pieces. I think DK has been showing out. If he can keep, that camaraderie building a little bit. I don't really hate the offense. I hate to say it. I mean, Pollard did okay with the Cowboys. I don't think he's a terrible running back. It just seems they really don't have that, experience together yet, obviously. But as the season goes on, you never know. They've already pulled out one close one against the Cardinals. They're just always a team getting like 2-3% on the money line. I think they're going to be a 2 to 3 win team. It's just going to be when are those random wins going to pop out for them. The Chargers did just have a good week, so it probably won't be this one, but 9.5, I don't know, guys.
Division game?
Yeah. It's interesting to me.
No, they're in the West. No.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
But I don't know, man. 9.5 for this Chargers team has been questionable all year, so I'm looking at it.
All right. We'll see. Let's go to the late games here. We got the Jags at the Raiders. Saints, another almost 2-touchdown underdog. They're getting ghost face. I have been at least giving the Saints some love because they played it tough the first 3, 4, 5 weeks. But I am off the Saints. But again, a rookie quarterback taking over the team. Does the team rally around him? I mean, that 13.5, I mean, the Rams are playing great. I mean, everybody, I think every year sleeps on the Rams.
We didn't.
They're going to be there at the Final Four in the NFC.
From jump, we said
that. So then that Chiefs matchup, boom. Chiefs, Bills in Buffalo Sunday night. I mean, like, that is the atmosphere you want. Wow. I mean, I heard Mahomes giving some love. And that's funny. I don't know if he was giving some shade or not. I don't know if you picked up on this, but he had an interview this week where they asked him about coming to Buffalo and playing. And, obviously he said, he respects the Mafia. They're always on, the Bills side and whatever. But he did make a comment that he loves to come and play in old historic stadiums. And, this might be the last time he plays in this historic stadium. Like, does he know something? Does he know that they're going to get a home game in the playoffs and he will never be here this week? Was that like a slight, or was he giving props? I don't know. I don't know.
That sounds like some shade to me because his record is not very good in Buffalo.
Regular season. Yeah.
Yeah, regular season.
Or he might be implying that the Bills might be getting a check for making it to the Super Bowl. We might be getting a new stadium. That's what he might be talking about.
I would love it to be nothing else.
He might be talking about a new stadium being built.
Shade in the new stadium.
That's true. He did say this though. He said it's a great atmosphere. Yeah.
He plays in a historic stadium every week,
Yeah,
so good for him. And we got Sunday Night Football. We got my boy JSN coming back. I really think that spread is too low. I don't think the Commanders are gonna stick with the Seahawks. It's funny. And then Dallas is at home on Monday night, right? So they play differently at home. I know Arizona's scrappy. I did go back and forth if I was going to take the Cardinals. I just think that they're going to outscore them. 2.5 to me is a field goal. Well, obviously,
yeah. It's a good spread.
What do you guys think?
Could we just agree that we buy that up to a tutty and take the free odds? Even with Jayden Daniels back, a field goal and a half, I don't know, man. I don't think the Washington atmosphere is that crazy to impact that game that much. And Seattle plays great on the road. I don't think they've lost all year on the road. So
across.
Does Daniels have a hamstring injury?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're saying he's looking good though to play.
Yeah, that hamstring injury, that's not something you can just pop back in and get going.
No, that saps all his movement.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he's twitchy.
He's definitely going to be limited. Of course, you never know until warm ups. But having a hamstring injury, that's something that normally takes 3 to 6 weeks to really fully be, in full effect. So, at that, based on the D-line presence, he's going to have to get on his horse, and we're going to see that hamstring work. So hopefully, he's able to maneuver and get things done. I don't believe that he'll be able to pop out with this one due to that. But we'll see. I'm normally
Moneyball.
biased, and I normally would go for my boy, but I say give him another week. Let him rest up.
Yeah. Now, I mean, are you saying start Mariota, or are you saying ease him in and just take what you get?
I would say rest him for another week. To be honest with you,
Right. You need him at 100.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think he's his best at 100. Because he's mobile and he's able to throw on the run. That's one of his aspects that he brings to the Commanders. So I think that's a little bit more rest will do.
Agreed.
Well, I mean, put it this way: if you look at the NFC, if they give this game away, they'll be 3-6. Philadelphia wins; they'll be 7-2. Dallas, we don't know what we're going to get from them. Seattle and the Rams both have 5 wins. Detroit and Green Bay both have 5 wins. Tampa has 6 wins, and Carolina's got 4. So where does Washington fit in if they're not winning any games?
I would say at the bottom.
Yeah, they're not.
They don't fit in.
Yeah, I think if they're performing the way they are and they're, doing what it's doing, they're not going to win many football against a great offense too.
All right, Moneyball, you earned the floor. What do you think about some of these games or some of your analytics? What do you got?
Yeah, man, I think all of these games are honestly interesting. I like the later slate more than the early slate, honestly. But I'm looking at, this Raiders team, and for some reason they got them at plus 130. Jacksonville's coming back from a bye. Currently, the Raiders only have 7% on the money line, which is a very possible percentage to win at. Obviously, only being plus 130. So I'm going to keep track of that and see where that ends up. And I think the Raiders are a team where even at 20%, they can burn you no matter what the line's set at. But I think with Brock Bowers back, it's certainly interesting. I think he can generate 100 yards of offense any week. So, it'll be an interesting spot for me to look at. I also think the Rams are minus 1,000 for a reason in this game. I actually was pretty high on the Saints last week for what their low percentage was, but they just got blown out by the better Mayfield, and all credit to him. Like I said, I think he is a absolute dog and could make a playoff run. But yeah, man, it sucks that they're letting their fans down like that. If you saw the play where Rattler threw it like 10 yards, he was in his own end zone. The guy just puts his hands up, catches it, and runs it in the end zone, and pushes him over. And while doing that, just a complete.
Show us again. Hold on. Show us how he did it. What did he do?
Yeah, he just stuck his hand up like this and directly caught Rattler's pass like 10 yards downfield and just ran it right back in the end zone.
Has Rattler ever? He's never been good to me.
Yeah, he had a good quarterback rating for a couple weeks when he played the Bills. He really didn't do bad, but he's not throwing 60-yard bombs down the field. He's not making crazy plays.
I don't think he's an NFL quarterback, honestly.
I don't think so either.
And this week they're moving to Tyler Shaw, who was a Louisville quarterback. He's definitely older. Yeah, I don't expect much improvement this week, and the Rams have Puka coming back, so I think this is you can't go wrong with the Rams this week. Then you jump to the most interesting game probably of the season for me. I love it every matchup. I think the Bills are in a great spot. I think what we did last week definitely got us back on track. Being at home in these situations always does play a factor. I just think
it's gonna be cold. It's gonna be cold.
Yeah, it'll be cold, man. It'll be the environment and everywhere I would want to be.
That's what the Bills Mafia does. We love it when it gets cold. That's when it's built to ass. Spanking.
Yeah, and they're getting plus 110 on the money
game
line.
Game time's gonna be in the 40s.
Okay. Ooh. Now while I was playing with the Bills, I never got a chance to play in the snow. But one thing we love is when it got cold, because that defense we love to hit.
Yeah.
And we're talking to the Buffalo fans. That's the majority of the people listening to us here. And I'm not in any way biased. I look at these numbers, but I can tell you from what I've been tracking, I think we're in a great spot this week. If you can get this team at plus money, if you even just compare the running situation, and that's how I see move these teams down the field against each other, the Bills are in the better spot there. James Cook just put up 200 yards. I don't see the Chiefs. If we use him right, I think that's the main factor of what can really change the outcome in this game. If the Bills are plus money, I'm taking it this year. I don't care. It's value. I see that as value every week.
I'll just say this about this game. I am very worried about the Bills' porous defense and their secondary against this full version of this Chiefs offense, the receivers, their running backs, their rookie third down.
That.
Like, this is probably the most well-balanced, the Chiefs' weapons, and this is probably the weakest the Bills' defense has been. So we'll see what happens. But
so here's what I think. Here, hold on. Ready? So think about this, Evan. I don't think there's another need to win game that they have other than this one. And hear me out. So think about this. If they lose to Kansas City and the Patriots do what the world thinks they might do with the second easiest schedule in the second half here, and they already got a game up in hand, they beat them at home. If they have to go on the road every single playoff game, that's hard. I mean, and think about it. You're playing wild card weekend. And what if your second game is in Kansas City? And then if you win that one, you got to either go to Indy, right? Or you got to go to Denver. Or we're talking about teams like New England that have full defense and offense. This week, if the Bills, they need to come out kicking ass, right? Everyone hates Mahomes. Channel that energy. I just think this area is going to be so let down. And listen, I know they beat them in the regular season. I mean, I took the Chiefs just because the feel of the Chiefs is that they're back and they're coming back. And then the Bills were, they played the Panthers, right? So
right.
It's
a big step up in game. Can you just flip a switch to play? They need to. The Bills need to play their A game this week to win, and they haven't played it this year yet.
But just to make sure my thoughts are working here, the Chiefs weren't blowing out the Commanders by halftime last week. It was a close game. Yeah. I also think their running game is not that good. I don't think Kareem Hunt is a guy to back on. I don't think
Pacheco's banged up.
He gets first downs every time.
He can catch the ball.
There's no explosive element to the running game.
Yeah, he's not breaking away for a tutty, is my point.
But listen, when they're passing 20-yard clips and then you got to drop your linebackers down, they're going to run. Dude, I don't care if it's fucking the milkman, dude. I mean, we just talked about I don't know. I just –
the milkman.
If the Bills were getting – hey, listen, if the Bills were getting 4.5 – I would take them. I don't think they're going to get blown out, but I think Kansas City's going to win by more than 1.5. That's unfortunate, just the way I look at
it. I also think the percentages. The last couple of times these teams have played, obviously it's the most interesting game of the week. I'm tracking it like a hawk, and I've been right. I even called the Chiefs, unfortunately, in the playoffs, but I just think we kind of have the edge in the regular season. I think
they do.
Being home, I do think it's a good bounce back spot because we have not been winning games. There have been some tough losses. I think getting that out of the way early, it's going to be a better story by the end of the season. And this is if there was ever a time to start it, it's this week. And I think they know that.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, as far as propelling, taking a win like this will propel them to go and still have a chance to get the 1 seed. I 100% agree. I just look at this defense. I just don't know with the amount of weapons and the depth that Kansas City has at receiver. Tyquan Thornton is their number 5 guy. They have their full complement of weapons. I just don't know if this year, and we haven't in the past couple of years, at least in the playoffs, had the defensive horses to stop this team. And I don't think we have it right now. If they could somehow muster a game plan to get it done, of course, we want to see it happen. And they have the intangibles of the crowd and beating them in the regular season. But I look at it as the Chiefs are playing at a high level right now. The Bills are playing at a lower level. Can the Bills flip a switch on and produce their A game, which they haven't been able to produce, aside from arguably the Ravens game at the beginning of the year? They did show it there. At least 75 to 80%. Their defense wasn't great. but they're going to need to have a great game on both sides of the ball to beat the Chiefs this time. And you know what? Maybe this is the game if they do end up losing, which I think they definitely can. I picked the Chiefs to win this game, at least to cover the spread.
Well,
I think they're going to need to make this will show the Bills the changes that they're going to need to make in personnel at the trade deadline to go and beat them. I'd rather lose now and we actually win in the playoffs. And I know from Mike's point, it's going to be harder to go that route, to lose now and to lose ground in the race. But this might kind of show the Bills what their flaws are to compete with the Chiefs later on. So that's kind of like glass half full take on that.
Definitely. I'll let you go, my bad.
Yeah, Marcus, you get in here being close to this team. You tell us, what do you think, buddy?
Like SB just said, you know, the trenches of this game, the strength, the weather, that's going to be in effect. The variables that will be in effect in this game will be very strategic and going to play a big role. The trenches of the Bills, they just added a D tackle, as mentioned before, based on their defense needing a consistent push and needing something that would help them on the defensive side of the ball to kind of secure Mahomes a little bit better. I think they might have just found an addition. I believe his name is Tommy Akpingsoda.
Yeah, they signed him. They did sign him, yeah.
Yeah, they just signed him. So I believe the Bills, I think it's understood. I think they also, you might be in the back office, SVU. You might need to get them a heads up. Maybe find a little bit more the tackles they can acquire to help that little situation out. Because I think with a little more pass rush and a little bit more sturdiness on the inside, I think the Bills will have what they need. Which I think that they always find a way to do towards the end of the season. As you know, there'll be new acquisitions coming up. So I think they'll be able to secure some things to kind of solidify that little soft spot.
Yeah. And the other thing is too, Marcus, I don't know if you noticed this. So this past game where they won against the Panthers, they lost at Oliver, their Pro Bowl caliber D tackle, at least partially tore his biceps. So now he's out for about a month. So he'll be back for like the stretch run, but he's going to be out for 4 or 5 games. Mm-hmm. He's arguably been their best player on defense this year. So they're definitely lacking at that D tackle position. So they did make a move. But my thing is this, regardless of it, they've been okay at stopping the run. What I worry about is there's going to come a team that may just decide that has the quarterback and the weapons like the Chiefs definitely have. Rashee Rice back, Noah Gray, like they have their 2 tight ends, they have their whole Xavier Worthy. There's going to come a team that's going to decide to go air attack and test the Bills secondary, and they don't have a secondary to answer the bell, I think. So someone's going to expose them at some point, and it may be this game. That's what worries me. So it'll be interesting, though. We have the intangibles on our side, but I worry about if somebody can put a game plan together to attack the Bills' corners. They have a rookie playing his second game. He's going to probably be starting this week, Maxwell Harrison, which, again, he's twitchy. He had the first-round trades out of Kentucky, obviously, but I'm worried. I need to see the defense actually stop a good team. Yeah, it was great to stop Carolina and their best player being a rookie receiver. Stop the Chiefs, and then that'll go a long way in giving me confidence that this defense can stop more than a nosebleed.
Yeah,
but they didn't really stop Tet, though, dude. What he had 7 for 99?
No, well, they limited him. They didn't let him get behind him. He had a couple of catches for 50, 60 yards. But
Marcus, let me ask you this, though. Do you think the Chiefs are looking at this game any other way than this is our time to put a nail in our rival for the last 4 or 5 years? Like, are they coming out thinking we might lose this game, but we might see them in the playoffs and we'll win? Or are they coming in like, listen, this is the most vulnerable we've had. These guys are riding a high. Let's show them who we are. What do you think?
Well, I mean, if Mahomes would like to put a stamp on some things and create even more separation, then he has to. But to be honest, like I said, I'm Bills Mafia all day, and I will never make him believe that he can come and put a goose egg on us. Not happening. I think the Bills, like we said, the Bills, we have what it takes at some point. At some point in the game, we have what it takes to secure, whether it be we're relying on special teams or we're going to rely on quarterback play or the running game. Or like I said, the Bills, it's the camaraderie of the team. I would say after playing at that organization, and I believe the team itself, the organization itself, has what it takes to pull together in certain situations. And normally during the first few games, or the first game versus Chiefs, this is a rivalry that will continue on to the playoffs, I believe. So I mean, it's kind of one of those things: who's going to hit first, and then we'll see how it turns out later.
Yeah, I think I would like to ask you guys. We got a 4-game late slate, so I'm imagining this week, like I said, some more underdogs that kind of pop out. The Bills are the closest, just odds-wise, for these later games. If you're thinking the Chiefs, what other underdogs or what are you guys leaning towards that really else pops here? Because I don't see it being the Saints. I don't see it being the Commanders. And the other one's the Raiders. So it's a little interesting to kind of view it from that perspective, I feel like.
I let you talk me into that underdog bullshit last week. And then
Last week was the outlier. This is what I'm trying to tell Mike.
Mike was talking. He's like, "Damn it, I listen to Money-Wall."
I had like three teamers. I was gonna make $400. I was happy, and then all of a sudden, Evan on Sunday morning sends me this fucking laundry list and this screen grab of like, holy shit, this guy's a professor. How can I bet against the professor? So I changed all my picks up, and by the first half of the first game, Chicago's getting their ass. I don't even know, dude. I blacked out. I started bitching at Evan. And I'm not that guy, I'm a field guy.
Mike's been crashing out a lot lately, so
dude, I felt bad because last week, man, you look at it in total.
I got spanked.
There's so many outliers of what the hell happened. From my model, dude, I couldn't have even predicted that Jets game in a million years. The switch between the people picking them and the money being put on them was the largest I've ever seen out of any game for the NFL. So it was just an outlier game for me in general. And that was one of 2 games that had the underdog even cover or win. So it's like, I could have sat there. I bet with the most likely probabilities. So I'm comparing how many underdogs I've already looked at, just to get the percentages to where I think they even make sense. And last week simply did not make sense. So I think that's why I posed the question for these later games for this week, because as the season goes on, we know there's a median in analytics of where things kind of round out for certain games and just overall ratios. So I think there's more this week than 2. We got even one more game to work with. So I don't know. I think the Bills are in a good spot to be an underdog this week. I still like the offense. I hate the defense. I have to admit, if we lose, that will be the sole reason, because they do have the weapons. There's no doubt there. But I just think for how this slate is set up, I can't deny they're also one of the teams where it's around 50-50 split on the money line percentage, but then it drops to 19% on the Bills for money. So that's just kind of a sweet spot for a plus 110 team in my mind.
No, I like that. You might have talked me out of where I was at on the Chiefs. You might have talked me out of that.
It's just looking at it. Like look at this screen.
I can't change the screen. Son of a bitch.
It's a tough game, man. It is.
It's definitely it's a tough one to gauge right here. This is gonna be a tough one to gauge because this time last year, I don't know.
I mean, listen, defense wins games. If you look at the Chiefs and the Bills should lose this game. I mean, just looking at the way the Chiefs can play offense and the way the Bills haven't proven anything on defense. But if this show was about love and our heart, we would all have picked the Bills, right? We're not against the Bills by any means. We're going this show from a pocketbook point of view.
Right. How are we going to win money?
That's where I'm looking at it.
I agree.
Yeah. That's why I had to call out the Bills fans on here and let them
The
know.
NFL don't love us after last week because I got waxed.
Yeah. I got waxed as well.
All right. Well, listen, I do have some bad news. Bad news. I have to break it to the fans. My man Jay Boss, unfortunately, could not make the change from Friday to Thursday. I'm hoping to have him live. I know. I'm trying to have him live with me tomorrow, today. If you're watching this, if he's here, he made it. If not, don't tell him. But he did send in some anytime touchdowns. He went about County with 4-3 or 3-4, which wasn't the.
He crushed it. I think he hit every single.
The problem with the first week was we couldn't hear him. So
yes, that's true.
Third point, we could hear him. He did give out, I think, 6 out of 7 the first week. So he came down a little bit.
Yeah.
So let me go. Let's see. All right, here we go. So my man Jay Boss is on Lamar Jackson tonight. He has 2 passing touchdowns. He does not have a rushing touchdown. Jonathan Taylor, obviously, I don't want him to take away from my man Tyler Warren in that aspect. He's got Drake London against the Patriots. I think if anything, the Patriots will give up a passing touchdown. So, I mean, I think they've proven. I threw this one in here. I know, Sean, you love this guy.
Oh, hold on. Yes.
No,
do you know why?
They have just clicked.
Do you know why?
He's a long shot plus 350.
No, he's been balling, bro. He's gonna go high in fantasy next year by the end of the season. But do you know why? Do you know what the origins of him are? That was hard to say. Do you know why though? I like him so much. Boston Mike and I, about this time. Well, no, it was probably maybe 6-7 months ago. Boston Mike buys the NCAA game in football, and we play Syracuse Duke, and I went through to Rondé Gaston every play, and he couldn't stop it. It was him. He was just like, he just torched their secondary. That's all I did was throw to the tight end. But it was a Rondé Gaston, and now he's a baller in the league.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
I was an early subscriber.
Shout out to Brandon, my cousin, because he uses the Bills against me, and Dawson Knox is my weakness. My teams cannot cover the tight end. I don't know what. I'm not doing enough outside zone. I mean, he's just posting me, cornering me. You got
to bring that safety down on him, man. Bring
that Cole Bishop.
Listen, Marcus, my problem is this: from old school football games, you stop the run. I stop the run. My safeties are down at the line of scrimmage. I stop the run. I'm 4-3 most, first and second downs with long distance. It is what it is, man.
Yes,
sir. But I am happy. JSN comes back this week.
Yep.
Plus 105. I mean, I think that should be a minus. I think he's going to get a touchdown. No problem. Josh Jacobs, another, minus 145. Kyron Williams for the Rams, minus 160. And then I threw this one in.
It's probably the easiest one, honestly.
Well, hold on. He had James Cook. So I took James Cook out. And I inserted Josh Allen.
And Josh has to put the cape on for them to win at some point. So I like that.
I think when they get down within the 1 or 2 yard line, and you can almost tell Cook's just shit, man. Like if he doesn't get in and he gets down in the 1 or 2, like Josh, is just piling over the pile. So I'm going Josh Allen, anytime touchdown. What do you guys think? Evan, I know you had a couple you were looking at, right?
Yeah, I love a good majority of these. I think that plus 350 spot for that tight end. I typically like to ride it with tutties who have been doing it, semi-consistently. Obviously, it'll fall off eventually, but he's in a good spot to keep it going. I do like Josh Allen to get in there. And I think Smith-Njigba, no doubt, has been a superstar all year. So plus 105, that's value right there in my mind for sure. Personally, I like Genty to get in there this weekend. Playing against Jacksonville, I think being a home team too, I think he probably gets in there. He's sitting at minus 115. And I would pair that with CMC, who is, I believe, minus 230-ish right now. You pair that together, you get plus 135 out of two guys who I really like to get in there. So,
is Drake London going to play this week?
Drake London, he's still questionable. He he obviously didn't play last week, so they easily could just buy out and let him sit another week. But I think they're kind of trending towards he's back.
They need him. He needs to be out there.
I think here's the deal with that Pats defense, and I know I said this to Sean earlier.
They got corners for days.
We don't let any running back beat us. So I think we're going to stop Bijan. And for me, and I think Jay Boss, obviously being a Pats fan, we know that there's going to be some fluky plays, some good, passing in the first quarter maybe. Like I could see Drake London coming out if he does play, getting an early touch or something like that in the red zone. But I mean, I think the stat I shared with Sean was when I went through the running backs that they faced.
Well, can I set you up real quick? Let me set you up for it.
Yeah.
So I had a conversation with the Chiefs guy last night, and he tells me, he's like, well, the Chiefs D, we haven't let up 100-yard running back all year, and which is very impressive. And I was like, well, I think you might this week. Talking about James Cook. Go ahead, Mike.
Oh, well, I mean, I think that 100-yard stat is cute. I think I'll raise you. I'll raise you the fact that the Patriots haven't let any of those good backs get 50 yards. I think James Cook had 49 in our first matchup, if I'm not mistaken. So that's a great stat. I think they're going to try to bottle up Bijan like they do, and that's why that Drake London came in. Now, if Drake London doesn't play, where does Atlanta go with the ball? Maybe just Bijan gets way more than I think he's going to get. I mean, the game plans – was that?
Pitts, maybe.
He's
right?
even injured. He's on the injury.
All right,
Mooney,
Phil.
injured?
ATL Phil, give me some ATL magic here. You tell me who's going to score for the Falcons.
What's the magic?
I don't see any magic right now. Now this may be the game that the Falcons come out and just shock everybody like they did against the Bills, and win this game. Bijan is a monster. Bijan's one of the best running back, if not the best running back in the NFL. And you give him the touches, I mean, he can make a lot of stuff happen on his own. So, I mean, Bijan, if Pitts is hurt, he's not going to play. I mean, Drake London, if he don't play, I really don't see where we get the touchdown.
What about Mooney? Mooney's banged up too, isn't he?
Yeah, he's banged up. If Penix is not playing, I mean, you got Kirk Cousins throwing the ball. I'm at a loss of words.
You're at a standstill, buddy.
Yeah,
buddy, there it is. There's the buddy. I was waiting for it. I told you.
Don't know buddy. What to say, man. But like I said, they may surprise us, and Bijan does it on his own. We'll see.
So.
Me and my buddy, when we're talking about the Falcons, there's always a week that we call the week of red, and it's essentially just where we want to stab ourselves because the season has gone to complete shit again. So
yes,
that's what I'm thinking is going to happen.
Well, all right. So listen, we talked about Drake London. Here is their list of questionables for this game, and stop me when it gets just too long and you don't want me to keep going. Tyler Algier, Billy Bowman, Jalen Walker, Casey Washington, Michael Penix, Natrone Brooks, Zach Harrison, Jake Matthews, Drake London, Kyle Pitts, Jesse Bates, Leonard Floyd.
Yeah. The strength and conditioning coach is fired. The training staff, they might be half fired. Okay. What's going on there?
Look, if New England does not win this game, there's more problems in New England than we think.
Yeah,
I don't think there's no problems. What are the problems in New England?
They're healthy. They're playing well.
That's what I'm saying.
Their injury report is like nothing.
Because he said if they lose, there's problems.
If they now,
well, yeah, but you know what's funny? If my aunt had a penis, she'd be my uncle, dude. I mean, come on, you gotta do what ifs. Come on, bro.
Dude,
we're gonna boo Phil.
Hey, I can't help the Falcons are this injured,
Right.
But if they do, if they don't
They
win,
do.
If the Patriots lose, we're going to talk mad shit to Mike. I can't wait.
okay, I want you front and center.
Hold on. We are playing with house money. We weren't supposed to be good. So there's nothing you can say to me that's going to bring me down.
But you are good. But you are good. So
we are good. Yes.
The only chip on your shoulder is that you've been good for too long. Your franchise just keeps getting better and better somehow. It needs to end.
Listen, you guys had a 4-year break, and unfortunately, Mahomes filled that vacuum.
Yeah, we should have won.
Well. Someone up top knows what they're doing in your organization to get the right.
Hold on, we talked about Tennessee. Tennessee doesn't need Mike Vrabel.
Yeah,
he's a bad coach.
Doesn't make sense.
Don't make sense.
He's a dog shit organization. That's why.
All right, Shawnee V, you got to pay some bills for me again, my friend.
I got some bills to pay for you, my guy.
All right, let's do it.
Let's get it. So, of course, we are very excited to have all of our viewers here on our weekly show all season right here on the Built in Buffalo Network. Built in Buffalo is your go-to destination for all things Buffalo Bills and Buffalo Sabres. We'll get to some hockey in just a bit. The best place to go for Buffalo's teams, covered by the fans, for the fans. So make sure you tune in to catch our great content on all the main social media channels and, of course, on YouTube. And also be remiss to not mention our other new, brand spanking new official partner for the show, which is Monster Energy drink. Of course, the favorite drink, the green flavor for Boston, Green Monster. Of course. But yeah, thank you. Shout out to those guys as a new sponsor. We'd love to have it. Monsters. It's very refreshing on a warm summer day.